Hey, transitioning, just checking it out. I'll be right back, just making sure this all works.
Failing to speak, you become a part of the crime.
But I'm already a part of it. Because I'm a part of you.
I speak of a stranger from the city of the sun. He was stalked by danger. He looked pretty with a gun. He walked.
Hey, Mr. Wilson, you must be wrong. Mary wouldn't fall in love with that kind of a man.
Well, I hope I am wrong, Noah, but that's the way it is. People can't help who they fall in love with.
What do you want?
I came to kill you.
You are a fool.
When they find me, they'll know you're still here.
But, darling, you're on the verge of a breakdown. Any child could see you'd wind up killing yourself.
Kill me, I wanted. I couldn't face life knowing what I've done to you and what I've done to Noah. But when you kill me, don't touch me with your hand.
Hi. I hope you're all doing well. Hi. I gotta make sure this is all set up and working. And I've gotta turn off the looping of seeing myself. Set up and working. And I've gotta. There it is. There's the loop. Okay. So tonight, for a black and white movie night, we are going to be watching the 1946 Orson Welles movie called The Stranger. Before we get rocking and rolling in here, because the setup that I have for this is not the ideal setup the way I want it, you know, rolling the audio and doing all that. So, so I got to double check that it's doing that. So we'll see. It sounds like it's okay, but the way I've got it, like through the mixer and all the stuff that I'm doing, is not the ideal setup. Working on it. It's kind of a, you know, working within your means. So anyway. I'll keep it simple, and we're going to get rocking and rolling. So without further ado, FMC presents Black and White Movie Night with some guy online, but you can call me Adam. And here we go. Bye-bye. Kind of miss all the scoring with the music that they use for this stuff. You never get that kind of stuff anymore. Music by Bronson Kappa. Produced by S.P. Eagle. Spiegel. Orson, I spelled Wells wrong earlier. I was a little frustrated about that.
Leave the cell door open. That's all there is to it. Let him escape.
In my view, it's all very irregular. It might entail the most embarrassing repercussions.
Exactly.
Wow.
Certainly.
It's a responsibility of the first magnitude.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wilson, but you must
Blast all
Cool
this
dolly
discussion.
shot.
What good are words? I'm sick of words. Hang the repercussions and the responsibility. If I fail, I'm responsible. Leave the cell door open. Let him escape. Let him. It's our only chance.
Monsieur.
But you can threaten me with the bottom pits of hell, and still I insist. This obscenity must be destroyed. Do you hear me? Destroyed!
You broke your pipe.
desembarking. All passengers ready to disembark.
I'm traveling for my health. I'm traveling for my health.
Tengan listos sus pasaportes. Get your passports ready.
I'm traveling for my health.
I'm traveling for your health.
New business in this country, senora.
I'm joining my husband.
Next, please. Stefan Polaski. You take care of him, too, senor. Your business in this country, senor.
I'm traveling for my health.
How?
I am traveling for my health.
Oh. You are a native of what country? Holland. Oh, Holland. Trata permanezca. Next, please. ¿Para qué vino usted a este país, señor?
Damn. This looks real good. I mean, the shots are great. Audio is, you know. Audio is not the best recording. Easiest to record back then in the 40s, but sure as hell looks good. I mean, I've never been to Florida. I'm hearing the mariachi music or whatever. I've never been to Florida. Not that Mexican, you know, Puerto Rican. I understand it's different. I just
Hello?
stand by the fact that
Yes.
I would like to see Miami. I feel like the color is nice.
You sure you know where he's going? My wife is following him. He's going to the photographer's.
I'm visiting for my
Promise
health.
to get a new passport and new instructions. I wish to know the whereabouts of Franz Kindler.
Wonder if that's a comp shot.
Franz Kindler.
Or
There is no Franz Kindler.
if it's a
Franz
trick.
Kindler is dead and cremated. It's a command! I have a message for Franz Kindler from the All-Highest. It is forbidden. I command you in the name of that authority. You know the name he is using?
That'd be a clever.
Connecticut. In the United States. The town of Harper.
The idea of like hiding spies' identities in the photos of like a Facebook profile, like somebody, oh, like here's me and Jenny, and you know Jenny's actually a spy, but using that's like hiding in plain sight, but like that's kind of interesting. I don't think that's what they were getting at, but that's what made me think of.
Harper!
Harper, get on down here!
Oh.
Falling apart.
Excuse me.
I saw some smoking for my head.
Back from Lake Arrowhead, and is that place crowded? The hotel gave me a room that was so small, every time I closed the door, the knob got in bed with me. And you know how cold those brass doorknobs are on a winter night. I had so many blankets
Good
in that
afternoon.
bed, I had to
Good
use the boat
afternoon.
out to find a place to get
Have a
in.
nice trip.
You know, it got so
Yes,
cold
thank
that
you.
at 4 o'clock in the morning, I got up and lit a
Quite a
fire
story you
in my
have here,
If you ever had a fire in your night shirt, you
Potter.
know what I was
That's
up
me.
against. The place
We
was
sell about
full of
everything
rats,
here.
And two of them started fighting in the middle of the room. Well, I called the manager. I said, hey, there's two rats fighting in this room. He said, what do you want for $1.25? A bullfight? About 7 o'clock in the morning, the house detective knocked on the door. He said, is there a maid in your room? I said, no. So he pushed one in. She was a cute little chambermaid. Said to me, did you ever hear the double bed? I said, no. So she said, I just made it up. Of course, there was another fellow in the room with me. He was at the desk when I checked in. There we had one
This
left.
suitcase.
The clerk said,
Seinfeld hadn't been invented yet.
There's a bag.
Gotta take what you can get.
I assume no responsibility. Just put it up on the shelf. It'll be there when you want it.
I know, but I was
I'll buy this magazine.
That'll be in time, mister.
What's the best hotel in town?
There was a third guy.
Best place to stay down at Mrs. Peabody's. It's just down the road here a piece.
He said, oh, he works for me.
Yeah.
He plays dead man. I said, is he good? He said, good. He's dead.
This way, mister.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, Steve. Why go to church, see? I do it for my health. Good old stucco. I'd like to find someone to send me a building that proved to me that stucco was a good idea. Do you want to see some of those big ass medicine balls? Headphones are being problematic. Ow! Ow! Too far! There. Would it be apparati? Some multiple apparati, plural.
I may come in?
For my health.
Of course.
What do you mean, yes, of course? But just walks in your house, you're like, yes, of course, come on in.
Yes, he does, but he isn't here right now.
Oh, it's a boarding house. Never mind. Okay.
Yes, in a few minutes.
How soon?
Well, a few minutes.
A few minutes.
Jesus, look at her waist.
I may...
I'm not healthy.
wait here?
Well, yes, if you like. Would you like to sit down?
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You a friend of Mr. Rankin's?
Yes, a friend.
I'm Mary Longstreet.
For my
How do you
health.
do?
How do you do?
That is... Who is that? Who is that? Loretta Young.
Mr. Rankin ought to be here now. Sometimes he stays after his last class, but
Lived till
he'll be coming
2000.
straight here today, I'm sure. Because this is our wedding day.
You're getting married?
Yes, at 6 o'clock. I know it's most unconventional, my being here today, but I want to get these curtains up.
When he comes, which way does he come?
My,
Whichever way he
from
can get it.
Webster
Oh!
Hall. It's the big dome building right over there, you see?
I shall meet him.
Well, who shall I say that could...
Franz. It's I, Franz.
Heineke, we mustn't be seen talking together. Go back to the church, into the woods, you understand me? Follow the path. I'll meet you there.
Clark. I think that's Clark she's Clark Gable's kid. Here's Orson.
Hello, Professor Rankin. Hello, man. What are you up to?
Paper chase.
Oh, paper chase?
I go ahead and lay the trail. You ought to have Jerry's job, Mr. Rankin. Take a little off that waistline.
No, you ought to go with us, Mr. Rankin. Oh, where to?
The woods.
Blondie.
Oh, buzzard.
The woods? Well, I'd like to. I'm afraid I have a couple of things to attend to.
Well, join us later. We'll be out till dark.
That's really good.
All right. Oh, we'll catch up with you.
Wasn't just a talk. They added that girl in the back to give him to add to the scene, and so it showed them being boys. Like little shit like that. Really well done. I don't know what that game is, but glad they don't play it anymore.
Meineke.
Yes, Meineke.
Meineke for the
I thought
best
I
Tyler
have been hanged.
work.
The others, but not I. A dead man could not stand face to face with you, friends.
You're not much changed. You're back in your old uniform. Look very much the same.
Franz, I am a different man than before.
I too am different, Conrad. You know how I gathered and destroyed every single item in Germany and Poland that might have served as a clue to my identity. Well, guess what I'll be doing at 6 o'clock tonight? Standing before a minister of the gospel with a woman's hand in mine, the daughter of a justice of the United States Supreme Court, a famous liberal. The girl's even good to look at. Yes, the camouflage is perfect. Who would think to look for the notorious Franz Kindler in the sacred precincts of the Harper School, surrounded by the sons of America's first families? And I'll stay hidden till the day when we strike again.
Franz, there will be another war?
Of course.
War is an abomination, saith the Lord. It is to tell you this that I am here. He set me free that I
Set
might
you
come
free?
here and tell.
Who set
tell
you
this
free?
peace to you. The All-Highest.
You don't mean?
I mean God. Franz, I'm a new man since I found you.
You, Conrad, religious.
Franz, all doors were open to me. All doors. It was one of God's miracles.
They freed you so you'd lead them to me. Have you been followed? Were you followed here?
Yes.
Who followed you?
The evil one. He looked like any other man. He was dressed like any other man. He even smoked a pipe.
Like
But I
any other
recognized
man.
him through his disguise. And I killed him. Striking from on high down. God's will be done.
You killed him, the man with the pipe? The man who followed you? No one else followed you?
You must be brought to salvation, Franz. Confess your sins as I have. Proclaim your guilt. Only thus you can attain salvation.
You really think so, Conrad?
It will take strength. Such strength as can come only from God. Kneel by me, friends, and together we will pray to Him to give you strength. I have sinned against heaven and before thee. I am not worthy to be called thy son.
Get up, you're giving us away.
Say these words after me. I despair of my sins.
I despair of my sins.
O God of all goodness, how
God.
could I ever have offended thee?
Of all goodness.
Must have a grip like an ox.
Hey, this way, fellas! Don't let him get away!
Game's just based on littering.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered together here in the sight of God and in the face of this company to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony.
Looks like they're going to a funeral.
And forsaking all others, keep thee only unto her so long as ye both shall live.
His fucking eyes.
I will.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
Wedding?
Yep. Judge Longstreet's daughter. He's Supreme Court Justice, you know.
Oh, that mirror.
Bottle of aspirin, please.
Right back there, third shelf down from the top. You'll see the big ones on the left, the economy size. You have to get it yourself, mister. Right back there. All your needs are on our shelves. Just look around and help yourselves. Right in there, right this one. That's it. Living down to Mrs. Peabody's?
Just a few days only. Some coffee, too, please. Or should I get it myself?
Cafeteria style around here, Mr.
That's right. Self-service.
The usual thing.
Yes, that's $3 even, Mr. Todd. You can
No limit on the cream.
all people around here take it black.
It's like super dehydrated because I've been drinking soda, I think. So I'm getting like hangnails, and those fucking hurt.
The one on the right, mister.
Oh, thank you. Who's Miss Longstreet marrying?
One of the teachers down at school.
A stranger in town.
I issued the license.
Oh.
Yep. I'm town clerk. Checkers?
All right. Town clerk, huh?
Yep.
Well, that must be quite a responsibility.
Oh, town clerk runs the town, you might say. Yeah. We usually make it for 15, 20. We often play as high as 25 cents a game.
Well, it's kind of stiff for me, but I'll take a flyer. Make a million, lose a million.
That's the way it goes.
Sure.
I move.
All right. Well, you must know just about everybody in town here.
Not just about. Know everybody. You're on business?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. School business?
Oh.
No. Selling something?
Oh.
No. Buying?
Hunting Nazis?
Oh, antique dealer. They all come to Harper. Judge Longstreet's got the best collection in these parts. Won't do you no good, though.
No, I don't suppose he'd sell. Happen to know there are any other out-of-town buyers here?
Come to think of it, there's a fella come in this morning.
Yeah?
Came on the same bus with you.
Yeah.
Left a suitcase here, never did come back for it. He might have been one of them. No, he was more of the missionary type. Wasn't in here but a minute. Just looked in the phone book. Tiny little feller he was. Thinnish. Unfortunate looking. Hurt your head, mister?
No, nothing serious.
Oh, that's too bad.
Sure, whatever.
Game you got to keep your mind on.
Yeah, but he got all the information he needed from you.
25 cents, please.
I oughta.
I won't pretend I'm not disappointed.
Hello, Father. Has anybody seen my brand new husband?
Don't tell me he's deserted you already.
Yes, looks as if, the brute. Listen, Red, have you seen Charles? No, you go find him for me. Go on, go find Charles. Hurry up.
Oh no, I got him. I can see him. Just takes a second.
I'm getting worried.
No, I'm into it. I have one of those. I can hear the stuff in my head, so even in theaters, I do the same thing where sometimes I'm not.
After all,
I'm not there, but I'm there.
Honeymoon or something.
Give me 5 minutes.
I see you. I see ya. No, I just hate. If I didn't cut him off or whatever, I would have bothered the shit out of me for the rest of the time. Hi, Larissa. Hi, Larissa. Watching the movie with me. Water. Little hand crank on the clock. It's funny, I can tell that stuff's like, you know, a machine would have the same thing over and over and over again. So I have thumbs up white box square, so I don't know what the next emoji is, but thank you.
Was that you working up there on the clock?
No, I was just cleaning around it.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. What I can see out front, beautiful.
Yes.
My name's Wilson.
Oh, I'm Longstreet, Noah Longstreet.
I'm glad to know you.
Mr. Wilson?
I couldn't judge any too well out front, but I'd say it was late 16th century, probably by Hobrecht of Strasbourg. The clock.
Well, I wouldn't know. My brother-in-law's going to work on it.
A late 16th.
Is he up there now?
Oh, well,
No,
I guess if it was
he's on his
imported,
honeymoon.
right? It's not going to be a late 16th century clock in
Is he an
Connecticut.
expert?
Well, yes, but it's really more of a hobby with him.
Really? Well, it is with me, too.
He has to be back on Friday because of the examinations.
Oh.
He wants to fuck.
He's one of the teachers at the school. His name is Rankin.
Oh?
It's nice to be able to show it to someone who knows what Revere Silver's all about. But personally, my specialty is pewter.
Oh, yes, pewter. The Revere workmanship, although sometimes heavy in design, almost invariably shows the sign of a master craftsman. It's beautiful.
Noah.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, honey.
Hello, Mary,
Adam.
dear. Mr. Wilson, my daughter, Mary.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Wilson? I'm
My
glad to see
son-in-law,
you.
Charles Rankin.
How do you do?
Kiss your dad on the lips.
I hope you don't mind my intruding on your homecoming.
Good evening, Mary.
Over the age of 6.
Jeff, how are you?
Fine. You're looking good.
Welcome home, Miss Mary, dear.
Sarah. Oh, Sarah, you sweet thing.
If you don't sit down, it'll get cold.
Come on, Jen.
I'm so glad.
Well, sister, how are the mountains?
They were perfect.
God, I'd love to have a library like that.
Mr. Wilson, will you come sit over here on my right? Jeff, your usual place, and darling, you're right there. You ought to see Charles on skis. He's absolutely wonderful.
No.
Yes, darling, you are, and I'm pretty good too, aren't I?
Very.
Well, for a beginner.
Do you remember to keep your knees together and your apparatus in?
Yes, frankly,
What?
I did.
Mr. Wilson here is compiling
The hell did he just say?
Paul Revere Silver.
How nice.
Mr. Wilson is also an authority on clocks.
Oh, really? That's Charles' hobby, too.
Yes, so your brother tells me. I understand you're going to fix the one in the church tower.
Well, I may try.
Well, that's quite an undertaking.
Little known fact.
I hope he fails.
The name of a person who fixes clock is called a horologist.
Since
I know one.
Friday, a week ago.
Hans
You
Meyer.
lost today. I patched you up on
He's
Friday.
Swiss.
By the way, how's the head?
And his dad
very
owned
much
the clock
improved,
shop
thanks to you, Doctor.
You were hurt
in
on
the town
Thursday,
that I live
remember?
in.
The day of the wedding.
Back in the early
Yes,
1900s.
that's right. Wednesday, I left Bangor.
Bingo. Bongo. Bango.
You were hurt, Mr. Wilson?
Oh, nothing serious.
Well, serious enough to raise a bump on his head the size of a billiard ball.
The usual door.
Good thing you're back, sister. That dog of yours has been inconsolable.
Well, all right, Red. Wait a minute. Here you are. This is for missing me. How's that? Yeah, it's a good boy. How was your
Feed
meeting,
the
Adam?
dog at the table, young lady.
Irritating. Foreign Policy Association.
I read that fellow's report.
Standish, yes.
I think he's full of prunes.
Well, that's the way we used to talk in the 1930s, Noah.
Standish?
The London Times man in Berlin.
Yes, of course, he was quoting rumors mostly. Men drilling by night, underground meeting places, pagan rituals.
Do you believe him, Paul?
Well, anything's possible.
I'm sorry, sir, but I think it's ridiculous. Well, there may be some fanatics, but no German in his right mind can still have a taste for war.
Do you know Germany, Mr. Rankin?
I'm sorry, I have a way of making enemies when I'm on that subject. I get pretty unpopular.
Well, we shall consider it the objective opinion of
I don't
an
think
objective
Hans ever lived in
historian.
Silverdale. I know he lived in Tacoma. He's
A psychiatrist could explain it
probably
better.
51,
The German
52
sees
now.
himself as the innocent victim
Big
of
kinda
world
round
envy
guy.
and hatred conspired against,
Bald.
set upon by inferior
But not like
peoples,
bald like me,
inferior
and he's got
nations.
like the
He
strip of
cannot
hair
admit to
around.
error,
He's got the
much less to
horseshoe around it
wrongdoing.
with the hair,
Not the
and
German.
then he has kind of like a
We chose to ignore
handlebar,
Ethiopia and Spain, but we learned from our
you know,
casualty list the prices.
steampunky
looking the other
mustache.
way. Men of truth everywhere have come to know for whom the bell tolled, but not the
Oh, I
German.
don't think that was him.
He still follows his warrior gods.
I couldn't imagine Hans
Marching to Wagnerian strains, his
singing,
eyes still fixed upon the
let
fiery
alone
sword of secret.
doing karaoke. I feel like
In those
he's
subterranean meeting
kind of guy that has
places you don't
disdain
believe in,
for that shit.
the
Here, I'll
German's
see if I can find a
dream
picture of him.
alive, and he takes his place in shining armor beneath the banners of the Teutonic Knights.
I feel like I missed
Mankind
just
is
missed
waiting
a
for the Messiah, but for the German,
good thing there.
the Messiah is not the Prince of Peace. He's another Barbarossa,
This is the Hans.
another Hitler.
Well, then you have no faith.
That's
in
the Hans I know
reforms
that makes
are being
clocks.
effected in Germany.
Or that's a
I
horologist.
don't know, Mr. Wilson. I can't believe that
He'll love that I just showed his
people can
picture
be
on stream.
reformed except from within. The basic principles of equality and freedom never have, never will take root in Germany. The will to freedom has been voiced in every other tongue. All men are created equal, liberté, égalité, fraternité, but in German,
There's Marx. Proletarians unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains.
but Marx wasn't a German, Marx was a Jew.
But my dear Charles, if we concede your argument, there is no solution.
Well, so once again, I differ.
Well, what is it then?
Germans could be Jews.
Down to the last babe in arms.
Oh, Charles, I can't imagine you're advocating a Carthaginian peace.
Well, as an historian, I must remind you that the world hasn't had much trouble from Carthage in the past 2,000 years.
Well, there speaks our pedagogue.
Speaking of teachers, Mr. Wilson,
Yes, yeah.
the faculty is coming for tea next Tuesday. If you have nothing better to do, would you like to join us?
Well, I'd like to, but my work here is finished.
Tell me what a pedagogue is.
I'm
What's the
leaving
definition of
Harvard
pedagogue?
tomorrow.
Or what a demagogue is. And I think it's
Extraordinary,
G-A-U-G.
isn't it? Clocks being Mr. Wilson's hobby, too.
Yes, isn't it?
Well, Red, how do you like your new house?
He loves it. Come here, Red.
Pedagogue. There's something to do with
Take you for a walk. Come here, boy.
children.
You don't have to take him out. Just let him out. He won't run off.
All right.
Peta.
I need the walk. I'm restless. Come on, boy.
Or person.
That's good.
It's a teacher of children.
Coming along.
Pedagogue.
I'll be in Washington tomorrow afternoon. You were right about Rankin. He's above suspicion.
Method of practice of teaching. Boom. Pedagogy. I'm going to rename this the Larissa stream because it's just for you right now. Somebody else is watching, but I don't know. I don't know who.
Red, come here.
Come here. See, that's what happens. You feed a dog at the table, and then he picks up dead bodies. Just gotta have good. Gotta train him right the first time. Oh! Dick. They heard the dog kick from a long ways away.
Give me long distance.
Klondike 654, please.
DC.
I know, right?
Well, who but a Nazi would deny that Karl Marx was a German because he was a Jew?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Choose Germans for Jews
I
too.
think I'll stick around for a while.
That's what I thought. He gave himself away. I'd like 3 bitters, please. 3. A German would order it this way. An American would order it this way. And David Hasselhoff would order it this way.
What is it, dear?
Oh.
What do you mean, what is it? You're being creepy.
Sorry, I was dreaming.
I'm
About that little man.
What little man?
in the boat?
Oh, you know, dear, I told you about him.
Is that why you're looking down there?
He came here the day we were married. Light me a cigarette, would you?
I feel like this whole conversation is just about her clit.
No, I've never had a dream like that before. It frightened me. Thanks.
That's how she's so skinny. She's got a pure diet of cigarettes, coffee.
Across a deserted city square. Wherever he moved, he threw a shadow. But when he moved away, Charles, the shadow stayed there behind him and spread out just like a carpet. Wish you could think who he might have been.
You're overtired.
Yes, perhaps. Here, dear, put this out, will you?
Fishing any good in these parts?
Pretty fair. Would you like to come along?
I'm afraid I've got the wrong clothes on, but the fish probably won't mind. Thank you.
Ma-rai. Ma-rai.
I'm just not lucky today, that's all.
I swear to God, this is like...
Would you like a candy bar?
Well, I don't mind if I do. Thank you.
It's, I don't know.
All your folks like fishing?
Oh, my dad's great. He always brings in something.
Well, what about Charles?
Charles? Oh. I have to call him Mr. Rankin at school. I get a little mixed up sometimes. He spends most of his time on the clock, you know.
Why don't you like him, Noah?
What do you mean?
Well, you don't like your brother-in-law. It's none of my business, but I wish you'd tell me why.
Well, I like him well enough. I don't know any reason why I shouldn't.
Don't tell me I'm butting in because I know I am, but I can't help myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's my business. I hate bringing you into this, Noah, but you're the only one I can turn to. I need your help very badly.
I swear to God, this is like the start of a gay porn. Or like a gay,
Your sister
erotic,
may be in great
like
trouble.
Lifetime level
I know that
movie.
you're
Like,
man
not
enough
porn,
what I'm
but
going to ask you to do for her. The truth
two
is,
men,
I'm
you know,
not really an
a
antique.
huge age difference. It's like The Graduate, but
I'm
backwards.
Sort of a
and gay.
detective.
Well,
What do you want me to do, Mr. Wilson?
it would help me a lot if I knew every move Charles Rankin made on the day of his wedding, right up to the ceremony.
Well, I should be able to. Unless Charles realizes what I'm doing.
I'll keep him busy.
Gee, Mr. Wilson, you must be wrong. Mary wouldn't fall in love with that kind of a man.
I hope I am wrong, Noah, but that's the way it is. People can't help who they fall in love with.
That's what I'm saying. See, look, it's super gay. Not that I have a problem with. Whatever. I don't care. I'm just saying. This is. It's like. Whatever. I wish they would just make out and get it over with. That's all I'm saying. I feel like they'd be perfect for each other.
85 cents. Here you and Professor Ankton aim to fix the clock.
That's right.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Figured to tell time rightly?
It's all like.
And will the angel circle around the belfry?
I can do that
Is
too.
man or woman angel, Mr. Wilson?
I don't know.
Well, reckon it don't make much of a difference amongst angels.
If by chemistry you mean cocksucking eyes, yeah, nailed it.
Give up?
No. We'll play it out. That's my privilege, 25 cents.
Yeah.
So, by the way, did Mr. Rankin pick up his supper this evening?
No. He's trying to get Stu up there about now.
Oh. Yes, I know.
Gets dark early these days.
Yeah. That happens after December or whatever. Oh man. There's like a seam on this monitor, on this, you know, my ear monitor that, like, because I had to glue it, it broke and I had to glue it back together, and now there's like this seam.
Our little man never
You
did
can't
pick
really
up the
feel it with your
suitcase, did he?
fingers, but your ears totally can feel it.
Strange. Ain't it, though? Huh?
It's just
I've been tempted once or
like
twice.
file it down or something.
Look, see what's inside it.
See, I'm clicking with my
Well,
thumb.
it seems to me that under the circumstances that you have a perfect right.
You do?
That. I can feel that.
I wouldn't want to do it without a witness.
Oh, that's me.
It is? Well, that's all I wanted to know. Just trying to look in that thing to see what's in here. Wonder what's in it.
Soil linen,
Uh-huh.
sweater,
Uh-huh.
soap, and a razor wrapped in a towel with SS Cristobal written across it.
Uh-huh.
A pair of old shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing but religious pamphlets.
And an I am a Nazi coloring book.
Mr. Wilson, hi.
You, Mr. Rankin.
Mr. Potter and I have been poking our noses into somebody else's business. That suitcase. That chap left it here and he never did call back.
That's been more than 2 weeks ago.
Did he say what
That
he was
dude can't
doing?
keep a secret for
No,
shit.
Looked in the phone book, didn't telephone. Kind of funny looking he was. A scrawny little feller with big starry blue eyes. Had a queer walk. Like any second he might break into a run.
Did he have a foreign accent?
Dad's root beer.
Yes, he did. But not so much of an accent as a foreign way of talking.
Do you happen to know who he could be, Mrs.
I used to
Rankin?
drink Dad's root beer. That's still around.
Why, no. I was just trying to complete your mystery for you. Don't all foreign strangers have to have foreign accents?
Mary, have you seen Red?
Why, no. Not since I took him home to you a couple of days ago.
He's been spending all his time out in the woods and he doesn't even come home for his meals.
But you told me he never ran away.
He never did.
No, that's why Noah's so anxious.
Come on, Mary.
Good night, Mr. Wilson.
Good night.
Night, Noah.
Night. Were you able to find out anything?
Shot real well. Scenes, transitions,
Manicky did go to Rankin.
establishing shots for everything.
See him.
Did Mary say so?
Fuck.
She started
Fuck.
to.
Fuck. Kiss
My
him.
sister's a fine woman.
Kiss him.
But she must find out the kind of man she's married to.
Kiss him with those bedroom
You
eyes.
don't know, Mary. She wouldn't listen to anything against him, much less believe.
Noah, we must arrange it so that she
No
finds
one
out.
will understand our love.
You understand? Yes. One thing's certain, she knows nothing now, nothing at all. Except that he didn't want her to admit having seen someone she did see. I'd give something to know what explanation he's making right now.
I was a student in Geneva. There was a girl. The night before I was to leave.
I wish I could
we
do
went
his
out on the
crazy
lake
eyes.
together. She told me unless I promised to marry her, she'd never return to shore.
Oh, like hurts my eyeballs.
Well, I thought she was joking.
Ow.
Naturally, but she wasn't. Before I could stop her, she stood up in the boat. Well, I dived in
So
after
stupid.
her, but it was too late. She was gone. Only one person knew we were on the lake together. Her brother. He knew I hadn't murdered her, but he told me he'd be willing to call it an accident for compensation. I gave him all I had and left Switzerland. As the years went by, I allowed myself to believe that the dead past really was dead. And then, on our wedding day, Mary, he appeared again. Her brother, the little man. I gave him all the money I had in the world. And he went away again.
Darling, you should have told me. And not carried this awful thing around by yourself.
You're a very wonderful person, Mary. I love you very much.
Oh, like kiss with a silhouette.
Charles.
Yes. I miss movies like this.
Why didn't he go back for his things?
Competency in filmmaking.
Well, I suppose once he had money, he could afford better. Darling, I'm terribly nervous. I think I'll work up in the clock alone tonight by myself. It will calm me. You understand, don't you?
Of course I understand.
Shall I walk you home?
No, dear, there's no need for that.
It's pretty late.
That's all right. In Harper, there's nothing to be afraid of.
I love you.
Poor old Red. He heard my whistle, I'll bet. He couldn't bark or anything. He just crawled this far and died. Why do you think he died?
Well, let's go and find out.
That's young Longstreet's dog, Red. Looks like he's dead to me.
Yeah.
They're taking him up to Dr. Lawrence's office. Would you know anything about it? Wonder what in the world's the matter with him? Checkers?
No, thanks.
That Coke's a nickel. Thank you, Mr. Rankin.
How long could the dog have lived with that amount of poison in him?
Oh, not more than a minute or so, I'd say.
Well, then Red must have been poisoned within a few hundred yards of where you found him, Noah.
Good deduction.
And the latter part of the distance, he must have been moving slower and slower. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thanks, Jim.
Mr. Peabody, would you please get that magazine rack in and hurry up about it?
Yes, Mr. Potter.
It's big old crane shots.
Move along and...
That's good though. They were doing it through the window.
Bring him right in there. Right in.
This is all one continuous shot, which is fucking great.
What does the law say about this kind of murder? Is it the same as killing a man? It ought to be. It's just as bad.
Forepaws muddy. No mud on hind. Dry leaves mixed with the mud. Red must have been digging somewhere in the woods.
Have you any idea what for, Mr. Wilson?
A body!
A body, I think. Minor case.
The little man. Then...
Fuck. God damn it. I wish they would just kiss.
Just caught me.
Anything wrong?
I feel like I gotta watch Brokeback Mountain now just to get that alleviation.
What kind of machine on? What search?
For the body. State police deputized half the town. Just reach up there, fourth shelf.
One misses the news over in the clock tower. What body are they searching for?
I bet this fella left his bags here. Scrawny little duck. Unhappy looking. I knew he'd come to a bad end. That ought to be 15 cents, mister. Professor, I'll just put it on your account.
Well, this guy's a little wheeling dealer.
Oh, Sarah told me you're up here. Oh, why are you packing? Are we going somewhere?
We aren't, dearest. I am.
What are you talking about?
As a rule, men leave their wives because they don't love them, but I must leave you because I do. Oh, you won't object once you know the kind of man you've married.
This lighting's fun.
But you are the man
It's like
I
super-
married, and that's all that matters.
Whole place is dark, and then they've just
Darling,
got
I meant it when I said for
individual
better or for
spots lighting up scenes.
Even to killing Red.
worse. You couldn't. It was an accident.
No, I meant to kill him. Murder can be a chain, Mary, one link leading to another until it circles your neck. Red was digging at the grave of the man I killed. Yes, your little man.
You killed him?
With these hands. The same hands that have held you close to me. Now are you satisfied to let me go?
Why? Why did you do it?
I'd have given him all I had, but his dreams were far grander. He knew that your father was well-to-do. He knew that Justice Longstreet would be glad to protect his daughter from any scandal by paying a few $1,000s. Oh, Mary, I should have gone away.
Well,
and
shit,
lost
if
myself in the
Coca-Cola
world.
costs
You'd never
a
find
nickel,
me, but
$1,000, couple $1,000,
I loved you.
it's probably a house.
And I was weak.
Darling. If one of us goes, we'll both go. You would have shared half my trouble if I'd had any. Charles, what is there to connect you with that man?
Nothing, actually. You're the only one that knows I knew him.
Well, then you need have no fear. If I'm the only one who can speak.
But Mary, in failing to speak, you become part of the crime.
But I'm already a part of it. Because I'm a part of you.
Yet you shuddered at the first touch of my hands as though it was the touch of death.
It's nerves. Oh, hold me close, Charles. Hold me close.
Hold me close.
Mr. Peabody, you go back to town with the sheriff and open up the coroner's office.
Yes,
I knew
sir.
darn well it was the same feller. Of course, he's changed some. Being buried in the earth does it. Evening, Mr. Wilson.
Evening, Mr. Potter.
Evening, Noah.
Evening, Mr. Potter.
Mess, ain't it?
What do we do about Mary? We can't leave her alone with him now that we know.
Well, she realizes now that whatever story you told her about Meineke was false. Noah, I think your sister should be ready to hear the truth.
That you two fucked.
Charles. Will they make me look at the body?
I shouldn't think so.
Because I couldn't do it. I mean, I don't think I could. See, I've never seen a dead person.
How many are having to tea, Mary?
28 altogether, I think, dear.
You didn't eat nothing at dinner.
Isn't that
You'll be
rather a
fainting
lot?
again, Miss Mary.
28 for just you and Sarah?
No.
Oh, we'll manage all right.
But suppose I should...
Should what?
I don't know.
I know.
You know, I'm terrified of seeing anybody or being seen.
Mary, you must get tight hold of yourself. If you're determined to go through with this thing, you must know beforehand exactly what you're going to do and say at all times. Perfect naturalness at all times.
Man,
No, darling.
I don't think there are either.
I am prepared to go to the police.
It's your father, Miss Mary. He wants to talk to you.
Yes, thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, bitch. God, I'm talking here.
Hello? Yes, I think so. Just a minute and I'll see. He wants me to come over.
Did he ask me to?
Yeah.
He said he wanted to see me alone.
There's nothing unusual about a father wanting to see his daughter.
Just write a spec script of
Is there?
No.
the budding romance between the investigator
All
and...
right, Adam, I'll be right over.
I want to say kid because I don't think he's a kid. I think he's supposed to be an adult.
Don't you think that's rather strange?
Strange? No.
That all happens in the B line of this, and then
Tell you what I'll do.
it'll be an indirect sequel.
I'll go to the church and work on the clock while you're with your father. And you can buy and pick me
There
up.
are no rights. That's why I can view this. There's no copyright on the. There's no licensing or copyright needed for this. This is a public domain movie.
So different.
I could totally
You know
do
what
it.
you're gonna say, don't you?
Right? Yeah, I've got. Be doing one of these a week, so we got plenty of movies. I don't know if Friday night's going to be the
Is something wrong?
always be the same
You
the
know
night
about the body
the
that
night
was
for it.
discovered yesterday, Mr. Rankin.
I might change it to
Yes.
Monday or
Did you ever meet
Tuesday
the
or
deceased?
something.
No, I never met him.
Nobody likes to have their
Have you seen the
evenings,
body?
Friday evenings, locked down for shit.
No.
You know, if I can't do stuff.
Well, then, how can you be sure you never met him?
But who knows?
Of course, I can't be certain. Mr. Wilson, do you suspect me of something? If so, what?
Of shielding a murderer. Perhaps this photograph will refresh your memory. Do you recognize this man? That is Conrad Meineke, commander in charge of one of the more efficient concentration camps. You know him, don't you? You have met him here in Harper.
No. I've never seen that man, Mr. Wilson.
Judge, would you mind putting out the lights?
Liar.
I've been
Liar.
showing your father some films, and I'd like you to see them, too. I'm on the Allied Commission for the Punishment of War Criminals. It's my job to bring escaped Nazis to justice. It's that job that brought me to Harper.
Well, surely you don't think...
Damn it.
Mr. Wilson, I've never so much as even seen a Nazi.
Well, you might without your
Nazi?
realizing it. They look like other people and act like other people when it's to their benefit. A gas chamber, Mrs. Rankin. The candidates were first given hot showers so that their pores would be open and the gas would act that much more quickly.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
And
that.
this is a lime pit in which hundreds of men, women, and children were buried alive.
Why do you want me to look at these horrors?
All this you're seeing, it's all the product of one mind. The mind of a man named Franz Kindler.
Franz Kindler?
Yes, he was the most brilliant of the younger minds from the Nazi Party. It
Well,
was Kindler who conceived the theory of genocide, mass depopulation of conquered countries, so that regardless of who won the war, Germany would emerge the strongest nation in Western Europe, biologically speaking. Unlike Goebbels, Himmler, and the rest of them, Kindler had a passion for anonymity. The newspapers carried no picture of him. Oh, no, and just before he disappeared, he destroyed every evidence that might link him to this past, down to the last fingerprint. There's no clue to the identity of Franz Kindler, except one little thing. He has a hobby that almost amounts to a mania. Clocks.
So have lots of people. You yourself.
Well, I'm not quite finished, Mrs. Rankin. In prison, in Czechoslovakia, a war criminal was awaiting execution. This was Konrad Meineke, one-time executive officer for Franz Kindler. He was an obscenity on the face of the earth. The stench of burning flesh was in his clothes. But we gave him his freedom on the chance that he might lead me to Kindler. He led me here, Mrs. Rankin. And here I lost
To your
him.
husband.
Until yesterday. Your dog Red found him for me. But unfortunately, Meineke was dead and buried. Now, in all the world, there's only one person who can identify Franz Kindler. That person is the one who knows definitely who Meineke came to Harper to see.
No, he's not a Nazi. My Charles is not a Nazi.
Nazi. A Nazi?
You were at Rankin's house during the afternoon of the day.
Where?
Rankin's
They're the
house.
worst.
Yes.
Did anyone come while you were there?
Not that I remember.
Now, try hard to remember. It's not so long ago. Only 2 weeks. You were hanging curtains.
No one came.
Were you alone all the time?
No.
Who else was there?
Charles. He came right after his last class, and we were together for more than an hour. You have nothing to link my husband with this man, Kindler, except a wild suspicion. It's a ridiculous suspicion. You're trying to use me to implicate him, and you can't. You can't involve me in a lie, and that's all it is a lie. It's a lie, you know. It's a lie. It's a lie.
Mary, wait a minute.
I'm not in denial. I'm not in denial. I'm not in denial.
Mary! Wait a minute, sister.
Wait, is that her dad calling her sister? I don't get it. Maybe that was a nickname back in the day for your kids? I don't know. Doesn't sound right to me.
You know that your welfare and Noah's means more to me than anything, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
You've got to face this thing with complete honesty, sister. Your entire happiness may well depend on your telling me the absolute truth. If Mr. Wilson is right, and you have innocently married a criminal, well, then there is no marriage. There's no call upon your loyalty as a wife.
He's good. He's good. He wouldn't hurt anybody except to protect somebody he loved. He's good.
Well, then the truth can't hurt him. Charles was not with you that afternoon, sister. I remember you saying so when you came home.
You're against him too, Adam. Yes, you are. You've never liked him. That's why you don't
I guess it's her brother.
Leave us
Okay.
alone, Adam. He's not a Nazi. He's not one of those people. He's not. Leave us alone.
She has the facts now, but she won't accept them. They're too horrible for her to acknowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much that Rankin could be Kindler, but that she could ever have given her love to such a creature. But we have one ally, her subconscious. It knows what the truth is and is struggling to be heard. The will to truth within your daughter is much too strong to be denied.
It is her daughter. And then she called him
Look
Adam.
here, Wilson, if he's not Charles Rankin, we should be able to expose
I
him
don't-
without too much difficulty.
I'm not
understand all
interested
that.
in proving that he isn't Charles Rankin. I'm only interested in proving that he's Franz Kindler.
How do you propose to do that?
Through your daughter. Unless I am mistaken, she's headed for a breakdown. That's the usual result of a person being inwardly divided. Rankin will recognize this, and that's what I'm banking on.
What do you mean?
Well, he can't afford to trust a person approaching hysteria. He won't. He'll have to act.
Clever
He may
girl.
try to escape before she collapses, which would only be an admission of guilt. Or,
Go on.
he may kill her. You're shocked at my cold-bloodedness. Well, that's quite natural. You're a father. And it's because you are a father, Judge Longstreet, that I'm talking to you like this. Naturally, we'll try to prevent murder being done. However, the proof that murder is his aim would be the strongest evidence that your daughter could have.
Charles.
That can't be at the top of that church.
Listen, strike. 100 years after more than...
It was a trap, Charles, just like you said. Mr. Wilson was there. He tried to tell me that you were a Nazi. And I was supposed to believe it. Imagine you being an escaped Nazi. Oh, he thinks he's very clever, that Wilson. His idea was to horrify me into telling him about the little man.
Who did he say he thought I was?
A Nazi. Franz Kindler. He made it all up just to trick me. But I didn't tell him anything, and I didn't tell Father anything. I outfaced both of them, Charles. He'll be civil enough to prove you're not that Nazi. We'll just find someone who was in your class at college, and he'll identify you, and that's all there'll be to it.
What you say is true. He can't touch me. I'm quite safe if you say nothing.
Oh, I won't, Charles. I promise I won't. They can torture him, and I won't tell them anything.
Look, chimes have awakened Harper.
We must go down and greet them. You must act naturally.
Yes.
Smile at them, you understand?
Yes.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm all right. We'll face them, darling.
And when she struck that angel-starred marching, it was a sight to behold. Professor, you sure knocked it off. My hat's off to you.
Congratulations, Mr. Rankin.
Won't the rector be delighted?
What I want to know is, if she's going to chime all night long, how's the body going to get any sleep?
We'll face them, darling. All of them.
Them chickens of yours are going to be on and off the roost every 15 minutes.
Sarah, I've told you I want these curtains drawn. I don't like the sunlight streaming in. It's bad for them.
Miss Mary, that's rubbish and you know it. Up at the other house, we never closed the
That
curtains.
has nothing to do with it. This is my house, and I want them drawn.
Well, suit yourself, then. It's going to look mighty gloomy for the party.
Is it that time already?
Were you able to see when they opened the grave, Mr. Randall? Was it too horrible?
Well, not the most.
Was it too
Mary,
horrible?
hello, Mary.
Oh my God.
Filling out prescriptions, that's part of this business of hate. Sleeping pills, that's another. Mrs. Rankin. $1.65. Okay. Want 'em wrapped? No, thanks. Sleeping pills. Don't approve of them. No. Man does a day's work, man gets a night's sleep. Leastways he could until that clock starts bonging every few minutes.
I believe Mrs. Rankin ordered some ice cream.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Already gone. Fella said he was going past your house, so I give it to him. Mr. Wilson.
Mrs. Rankin.
Wouldn't dream of setting foot outside the house.
Buildings like that, like the apothecary, are pretty cool. We had a bar here that was called,
Waiting for a new victim.
how did we call it, the apothecary? And the whole back wall, just row after row of booze, but went to like the ceiling, and they had to use
Mr. Potter asked me to deliver
like this rolling kind of old library style kind of thing to get it. It was very interesting, but they were like $20 cocktails.
I have a drink
Well,
for you.
a little less than that, but
You know Dr. Hibbert?
expensive cocktails that were like, glasses like this, but then there's like a cube of ice, hand-chipped ice, like or a ball inside. Like, they were nice, but they were super expensive. 15 ingredients or whatever in one thing, and all balanced. And whoever owns it now, they still do that. It's just not as fancy. They don't do the hand-chipped ice, and the shelves will come down a little bit, but they still, take 5 to 10 minutes to make you a cocktail.
Dozen graves out there in those woods.
Autopsy showed the murder was committed just 3 weeks ago. May I get you some more tea?
Oh, thank you, no.
Jeff, may I get you
I
another
wish I
drink?
could remember what Emerson says about crime. Oh, there's Rankin. He may know.
Sorry to be late. I'm fine, thanks.
Hello, everybody.
Darling.
Oh, hello there, Rankin.
How are you, Mr. Wilson?
You know the quotation?
To Hibbert?
Emerson.
Quotation?
Commit a crime and the earth is made of glass.
No, I don't.
Commit a crime and the earth is made of glass. Commit a crime. Commit a crime and it seems as if a coat of snow fell on the ground, such as reveals in the woods the track of every partridge and fox and squirrel and mole. You cannot recall the spoken word. You cannot wipe out the foot track. You cannot draw up the ladder so as to leave no inlet or clue.
You're Mr. Wilson, aren't you? Do you know you're our #1 suspect in our murder case?
Oh?
So far, you're the only suspect. Potter put the finger on you. He thinks you committed the crime to get possession of some priceless antique.
Mr. Wilson?
Mr. Rankin, I wish you'd left that clock alone. Harper was a nice, quiet place until it started banging.
Mary, what's Wilson doing here?
I don't know.
You invited him, didn't you? What's he after?
I don't know.
Are you all right?
Yes, quite all
I
right.
don't know.
I
Eh.
tried.
Yes, quite all right. Fade to black. These pearls are getting a little tight. I gotta.
May I help you, dear?
No.
Well, you broke your pretty necklace.
Mary. Mary. That's all right, dear. It's all right.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
It broke, and the beads fell all over the floor. He took her upstairs. When I left, I could still hear her crying.
Well, the floodgates have opened. Her subconscious is almost won. From now on, we must know every move that Mrs. Rankin makes. She's never to leave the house unless I know where she's going. If for any reason I can't be found, she's to be detained, no matter on what pretext.
Understand, Sarah?
Don't worry, she won't get by me.
When she snapped those beads, she signed her own death warrant. We're carrying her life in our hands. Every time she walks on a slippery sidewalk, is near something that can fall, drives an automobile, anything that could result in accidental death, her life is in danger.
Yes, Judge. She won't get by me.
No fucking way. No way would you get me on that ladder. No way.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Today we will attempt to finish with the career of Friedrich the Großer, König von Preußen, Kurfürst von Brandenburg, Prince von Poland. Frederick the Great to you.
Totally leave it out. I can't get up halfway up a real ladder without getting knock-kneed. Heights are something I had no problem with when I was a kid. I climbed entire trees, could be cottonwood trees and shit. But
Hello?
for some reason, as I got older.
Mary, this is Charles. Can you hear me, dear? I can't speak very loudly where I am, but I want you to understand this. Something very important has come up. You must come to the church immediately. The church tower. Understand?
Yeah.
Yes, I understand.
I don't want anybody to know that you're going there. Mary, don't tell anybody you're going. Go to the church tower and leave your car in the rear and come in through the back door. Okay? Right.
You mean for her or for me?
They're coming. Well, they'll pass you.
Yes, sir.
Stack that wood down there with the
I think
rest of
she's
it
finally,
and
yeah.
get back to work.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming she put it together that he's just one step away
What's
from
that, Mr. Peabody?
killing her.
Gone someplace?
No, I'm fine.
Where to?
My husband's not a killer.
Well, I asked you where you was going, Miss Mary.
I heard.
I said my husband's not a killer. I mean, ice
Sarah,
cream.
you seem to forget I'm no longer a child. I'm a married woman.
Well, you ain't been married very long. Wait, Mrs. Rankin.
What is it? I'm in a hurry.
And I'm not a killer.
don't need to go
My wife,
back.
husband's not a killer.
What is it, Sarah?
Well, I don't.
If you've got something to say,
She
say it.
won't
What
get
is
by
it?
me.
I don't know what's got
She
into
got
you,
by
Mrs.
me.
Indeed, I don't. You never was mean to me like this back at the old house.
Sarah,
Maybe I've outlawed my usefulness. I'm not as young as I used to be. Maybe you don't want me around anymore.
For heaven's sake, stop talking such nonsense.
Well, it's true, and you know it. I'm going to pack my things and leave here. Indeed, I am.
Okay.
Sarah,
Peace.
I'm sorry if I've hurt your feelings. I didn't mean to. Really, I didn't. Sarah. Now, I couldn't get along without you, and you know that, don't you? Well, don't you?
Honest, Miss
Yes, honestly, Sarah.
Oh, Miss
One time, Dolly Parton was on TV when I was a kid, and I pointed at it and said, I want that to be my mommy or whatever, for whatever reason. My mom got so pissed off, she got left the house. She was like baking or something. She left it all, grabbed her shit, went out in the driveway, and I started crying. And she pulled out in the car, and then I can't remember if she drove around the block or if she just put in the car, and I'm banging and like crying, like, "Oh, come back! You're my mommy or whatever." And I was like,
It's a secret.
So yeah, that was my childhood. Parts of it.
What's the matter? Sarah, what's the matter?
I'm falling.
I can't breathe.
Get up.
Oh, no, Miss Mary, please don't leave me. No, don't leave me.
Lie right there and keep quiet. Keep quiet now, Sarah.
Maybe I'm dying.
You're
Miss
not
Mary.
dying.
Stay with me.
I won't leave you. 130, please.
Yes, Mary?
Look, I was supposed to meet Charles at the clock tower right away, and I can't get there. Will you go and tell him to please wait for me?
Go tell him to please not kill me.
No one's to know where or why you're going. It's important.
All right.
He looks over, the camera pans over, and that one guy's in bed, you know, one leg underneath
Hello,
the
Master
covers,
Mr. Wilson.
smoking a cigarette.
Looks
So
like
who
it's
is it?
coming up for snow.
Yes, that's right. Mrs. Rand, Mrs. Lundstrom. Isn't it after hours? You ladies are working too hard at the library.
Oh, no, Mr. Rankin. We closed as usual at 3:30.
You're perfectly
Oh, I
right.
guess that is the
I
clock.
dismissed class 10 minutes early. Yes.
You look up there.
That's 3:44.
They just remade a small model version of it
Checkers
then
with Mr. Potter, and I didn't realize.
for the close-up shots.
You know what you are, Mr. Rankin? You're the absent-minded professor. Oh, no. For goodness sake, my...
Nope. Nope. See that shit just going like this? No.
You sure are
Nope.
lucky today. I am. You sure are.
Good afternoon, Mr. Potter.
Afternoon, Mr. Hill.
I'm sorry, Mr. Potter, I can't find him.
What?
The earbud.
It's right over there by the mittens.
Come on, Mr. Potter, help us look.
Well, I'll be right back in a minute, Professor. Right over there by that box where I told you there was.
Those?
Yeah, latest thing out.
How much do you want for
85 cents.
Well, that's an awful lot.
Well, they come high this year. You want this thing?
Well, I'll keep it. You know, Mr. Potter, you're a bad influence. I intended only to spend a couple of minutes. You made me spend the whole afternoon. Look what time it is.
Yeah. I'd like to get even.
It's your move.
You really had the wind up.
Golly.
You can still smell the glue where you joined it.
Oh, they shared a moment.
I could told you it's coming up for
They
snow.
shared a moment. You know, people get super horny when after they like a night life and death thing. Yeah, I've never been up the Space Needle, but I'm aware that it is a rotating restaurant. I heard the food is really bad.
Double or nothing?
Afternoon, Mr. Potter.
Yeah, that's got to be a model of the real one. Unless they did some kind of insert shot, but I don't think they... I mean, maybe it was, I don't know. They could have painted it in like their old matte paintings.
Charles?
He didn't go to the church.
No, Sarah.
Sarah? What about Sarah?
Well, just as I was leaving, Sarah had some kind of an attack. She's resting now, yes. And Jeff said it wasn't very serious, but that I should stay with her.
That doesn't sound good. You need to go to Tatanka Takeout. Yeah, it's shot really well. You need to look up Tatanka Takeout because it's a place here in Tacoma where it's got two grills, one on each side, so the food never touches each other. And it's got two menus. One half is all bison, one half's all
It's my sense of proportion.
buffalo, and then the other half is all vegetarian. So it's like a perfect place to take a vegetarian date for a meat eater like me, because I get to have my
I'm sorry.
buffalo burger or whatever I want.
Just begun
Which
to
you can
feel
get,
strain. You see, I have my weak moments,
you know,
too.
vegetarian burrito or whatever you guys fucking eat. I don't know.
I'll tell you of my own good time.
They found out anything more?
No, nothing. There's nothing to find out, unless you.
No, I haven't seen anybody all day. I've been in my room.
The rumor going around that there's an arrest to be made. I had the incident of the beads yesterday. Made me doubt your strength. I thought maybe you'd gone to your father and told him something. If you had...
Wait, you eat meat now, and that it makes you super sick, or you
Why did you tell Noah?
it made you super sick not eating meat.
Didn't you see him?
No, why should I see Noah?
But Well, did you come here directly from the church?
Am I being cross-examined?
Well, no, but when I found I couldn't leave Sarah, I called Noah and told him to go there and tell you I was detained.
I told you not to call anybody.
Oh, but surely Noah...
Oh, he's got the crazy eyes.
I talked to him over...
Call him, I say!
He's
got the crazy eyes!
If he dies, his blood will be on your hands.
What are you saying?
It's your meddling that's done this. I would have been all right if it wasn't for you. So that you had to be here.
Oh. Yeah, not eat. As it turns out, humans were meant to eat meat.
Was I you intended to kill?
Said everybody that's ever lived on this world that understands. Oh.
Kill me. Kill me, I want you to.
What?
I couldn't face life knowing what I've been to you and what I've done to Noah. But when you kill me, don't put your hands on me. Here. Use this.
Bitch is crazy.
Mary.
Operator, get me the state police.
Well, there's a little bird. Maybe that is a real shot.
We're watching the railroad station and he's hiding in the woods.
God, you could imagine dying by getting stabbed by a fire poker. Oh, it's probably like dying, like getting stuck by a spoon. It's just... Ugh. That's a great shot! That's so good. Man. I mean, that's why I have the camera. For this series, I do the black and white on. That's not as good as theirs, though. See? There's snow, which goes back to the commit a crime, world is made of glass, whatever. I thought I saw snow in a show. I thought it was rain, but Connecticut, a little bit of snow, I guess.
It's going to be easy.
Which is
We'll do everything possible to bring back.
She's gone, Mr. Wilson. She's not in the house.
Clock tower?
I don't know.
Touch him.
Well, if that's where he's hiding.
Just touch him.
If she gets there before us.
Ah, I knew it. There we go.
What do we do?
Their unrequited love.
Get all the help you can. Where?
Careful.
Ouch. The church.
What about you?
I'll get there.
I wonder if that hard cut was intentional. Nope.
Don't move. I have a gun.
You don't need it. I'm alone.
What are you doing here?
Lift me up.
What?
You're telling the truth?
Why should I lie?
You were followed here?
I came by our way. Through the cemetery. No one saw me.
I think maybe if they would have established a little earlier on, like in the very beginning, about how much she loves him.
Let me up.
You know what I mean? Like how important getting married to him and all that stuff was, because I think might make this a little more impactful.
No, Mary, it's you that's going to die.
You were meant to fall through that ladder. You're going to fall.
I don't mind if I take you with me.
You are a fool.
They searched the woods. I watched them. Here, like God, looking into the lands. I'll hide in the woods. They won't search there again. A day or two, they'll be sure I got up to
When they
town.
find me, they'll know you're still here.
But, darling, you're on the verge of a breakdown. Now you've cracked. Why else would you leave your bed? Out in an empty church tower in the dead of night. Any child could see you'd wind up killing yourself.
Killing is what led you here. It won't help you now. Look out the window. Look!
Well, that's an old trick, Mr. Wilson. A very poor trick.
Tricks. That's all you know is tricks. I don't need any tricks. No matter what happens to me, tricks won't do you any good. You're finished, Herr Franz Kindler.
A Nazi. Ooh, a Nazi. A Nazi. Ooh, he said a Nazi. Someone a Nazi.
The citizens of Harper.
Is it a Nazi horologist, a Nazologist?
The plain little ordinary people, the ones you've been laughing at, Herr Franz Kindler. Well, you can't fool them anymore. Oh, sure, you can kill me, Mary, half the people down there. But there's no escape. You'd have the world and it closed in on you till there was only Harper. That closed in on you and there was only this room. And this room, too, is closing in on you.
It's not true, the things they say I did. It's all their idea. I followed orders.
You gave the orders.
I only did my duty. Don't send me back to them. I can't face them. I'm not a criminal.
You are.
Judo chop. Maybe if I understood the inner workings of a big clock better, I'd understand what's going on. Uh-oh. I want to look up and figure out how they filmed a lot of this. Oh, look at that. Killed by his own. Pretty good. Back when they had good dummies.
All right, Mr. Wilson, Mary's sake, let me give you a hand.
No, thanks.
Hi, what happened?
V-Day in Harper.
Don't get that. Come on down.
Oh, not till you get me a new ladder. I've had my ankle busted and my head conked. From here on in, my friends, I'm taking it easy.
Ha ha ha. The end. Well, that's it. There you go. I'm gonna close this down. All right. Well, that's the end of the movie. Let me read a little bit about it. We'll just do my close up here. So it was distributed by RKO Pictures, RKO Radio Pictures. So it was directed by Orson Welles. The story was by Victor Trevis. Screenplay by Anthony Veller, Delson Dunning, John Huston, uncredited. Orson Welles, uncredited. Of course, you know, he's going to do some rewrites. Produced by Sam Spiegel. Starring Edward G. Robinson, who was great. Loretta Young. She's okay. You know, I there's only so much you can really, like I said, it wasn't bad. It's just, they could have wrote maybe some more in the beginning about her character a little more, but maybe I just missed it. I wasn't paying attention. Orson Welles, Bronislaw Kapper did the music. And Russell Meddy was a cinematographer. I think it's pretty good. Runtime 95 minutes. Seems about right. Released July 2nd, 1946. Had a budget of $1.034 million. And it grossed about 3.2. So, $1 million to make a movie in 1946 seems like a lot of money. It's a lot of money now. Yeah. So anyway, 1946. This is The Stranger is a 1946 American film noir starring Edward G. Robson, Loretta Young, and Orson Welles. It was Welles' third completed feature film as director. A drama about war crimes investigator who tracks a high-ranking Nazi fugitive to a New England town. It is the first Hollywood film to present documentary footage of the Holocaust. The original story by Victor Trevis was nominated for an Academy Award. The film entered the public domain when its copyright was not renewed, and that is why I have it. Let's see if there's anything interesting here. Oh, so that SP Eagle that I was making fun of either is actually Sam Spiegel who produced it, but he billed himself as SP Eagle. Let's see. Film took place from late November to September to November in 21st, 1945. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Pictures of any source. So, September 45, Welles and his wife, Rita Hayworth, signed a guarantee that Welles would owe International Pictures for any of his earnings from any source above $50,000 a year if he did not meet his contractual obligations. Directing and acting for The Stranger, Welles to receive $2,000 a week plus $50,000 when the film was completed. Not bad scratch. An early scene showing a meeting of Mary and Rankin was filmed but removed. She finds him in the wood looking at the incongruous 16th century Gothic clock in the town square. I'm trying to find the film facilitated long takes in which conversations began indoors, moved outdoors to actual storefronts, continued across the town square. Welles used long takes as a way to project the integrity of his film, giving quote the great supercutter nothing to cut away to, as the long takes were so subtle that they go unnoticed at a time when a 1-minute take was a rarity. Welles presents one unbroken scene between Kindler and Meneke in the woods that is 4 minutes long. Yeah. The guy who plays Potter, the dude who ran the drugstore, was played by Billy House, a burlesque star who became a particular favorite of Welles. Yeah, this is there's quite a bit to this. Looks like the reception was. Yeah, he did. I think it's all right. I think I agree. It's got 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not based on a lot of reviews, but I don't know. I really liked those long takes, and that's very Orson Welles. I like the stark contrast of the lighting and the studio shots. A lot of that house stuff was studio, but it was shot really well. I mean, it's Orson Welles. He's dude did Citizen Kane, so you can't really. But yeah, so that's about it. I think we got in under 2 hours. I want to thank Larissa for stopping in, and anybody else that popped in. And I'm gonna go and break down everything, and then I think this weekend I might be playing on Twitch. I think I'm going to be playing some Star Trek VR. And then Sunday I'll be playing I might be playing some more of that, but doing a live stream with Sweeney. And then I think Tuesday we'll be playing Chunk will be coming, and we'll be either playing Maze. Oh no, we're gonna play Inside. We're gonna be streaming Inside on Twitch. And all that stuff that I shoot on Twitch gets broken up and it'll get sent to YouTube in like 10-minute increments, for videos. But you can catch the live stream. And then I have another meeting with another guy named Adam, and we're going to be doing something else next week. I've got a lot of appointments and things I got to do. So I'm not exactly sure on the times. But thanks for spending time with me. I'm going to say goodbye and switch this over to... Sorry, that was really abrupt. I didn't mean it like that. I had my studio, the software I'm using. Anyway, it wasn't the way I wanted it to. So I want to say goodbye, and let's try that again. And then I will say thank you for watching. Make sure you come say hello on Facebook or Twitter, which is some guy underscore online. And in the future, you can hashtag FMC, which is the Faceless Megacore, which I am a part of, which is a creators collective. And if you're interested in joining and you think you got something to offer, let me know that too, and we'll get you a member, get you into the core. So that's it. I don't have a cool outro yet that I've scripted, and I'll say the same thing over and make funny voices and stuff, but we're all grown-ups here, so you don't really need that shit. So maybe I'll work that in as the sign-off. Like, hey, we're all grown-ups. You don't need me to hoot and holler. I will talk to you soon. Thanks again for watching, guys. Bye.